The F-35 may be claimed as the world's best fighter jet because of its superior stealth features. However, Lockheed Martin, as the manufacturer of this fifth-generation fighter jet, should not underestimate this hidden competitor, where Gripen E even managed to obtain a contract from the Royal Thai Air Force, or RTAF, in the procurement that was decided in 2024. There are several key points that are the gaps in Gripen E's victory in a tender for the procurement of new fighter jets in a country. One of them is the operational independence offered by Saab as a manufacturer for both NATO members and customers from non-NATO countries. This is very different from the F-35, which seems to promise multiple benefits behind the stealth features that have always been Lockheed Martin's main selling point. The two stealth features are none other than the Autonomic Logistics Information System and the Operational Data Integrated Network. This feature does allow fellow F-35 users to share data in real time regarding operations, technical status, and equipment. However, the data is also connected to the Pentagon, resulting in the user country experiencing long-term dependence on the United States and losing its sovereignty in its entirety. With all the negative news that hit the F-35, the Gripen E seems to have the upper hand. This is evidenced by the plans of two countries that even made the Lockheed Martin aircraft their main choice. Recently, Portugal and Canada were reported to be switching from the F-35 to the Gripen E, even though one of them had already made payments for the purchase of the aircraft in the first wave. A number of countries have begun to consider other options, including Canada, which previously chose the F-35, but is now looking again at the Saab JAS-39 Gripen. The Gripen, developed by Saab, was once a major competitor in various fighter jet tenders around the world, including in Canada. Most surprisingly, the Gripen E was apparently able to make Thailand fall in love with it and execute its purchase. In fact, when the tender process was still ongoing in 2024, the United States was also offering the F-16 Viper product as the closest elder of the F-35. To attract Bangkok's interest, Washington even offered to make the purchase with a leasing scheme like the general public when they want to buy a car or motorbike. However, apparently the offer was rejected by the RTAF with a number of considerations. One of the considerations that is suspected to be a strong reason for Thailand to choose Gripen E is the potential for default on leasing debts that could occur at any time if faced with a macroeconomic crisis situation. In fact, the United States has lowered the selling price of the F-16 Viper per unit, along with the leasing interest rate that must be paid by prospective customers. Where with this scheme, the RTAF can have the Lockheed Martin fighter jet at once in one delivery, even though the payment is made in installments. On the other hand, Bangkok finally chose Gripen E, even though it had to be purchased in stages. The choice of Gripen E is also inseparable from several sophisticated features that increase the user's strength many times over. Saab offers 3 sophisticated radars that also support the performance of its aircraft, such as Raven ESO-5 ASA, Skyward GIR-ST, and Mode 5 IFF. If Gripen E successfully wins the tender over F-16 Viper when Thailand makes procurement, this is a danger signal for Lockheed Martin. This means that it is not impossible that this Swedish fighter jet could beat F-35 sales in the future, because the F-35 is not only expensive in terms of price, but also the operational cost that must be borne by the user. Meanwhile, from a technical perspective, Gripen E is superior because it can travel at Mach 2.0 and reach a range of up to 1,800 nautical miles. This is different from its competitors, who can only travel at Mach 1.6 and reach a range of up to 1,500 nautical miles. If Lockheed Martin does not immediately conduct a comprehensive evaluation, it is not impossible that the dominance of its products will end in the 2030s.